Guys, welcome back. We have the question from the fourth chapter of Mechanics of Materials, and in this one, using an allowable stress of 155 megapascal, we need to determine the largest bending moment M, which is what we see in the figure. That can apply to the wide flange beam shown. We can neglect the effect of the fillet. So we only have the 2D figure for the beam, but if you want to draw it in 3D, just to make sure how this moment is applying to the beam, you can see what I draw in here. And what I was going to talk at the first place is how we show the moment. If you see in the previous questions, we usually show the moment with only this, but because in this one, the moment is applying along x-axis, so it's going to rotate the beam. If you look at it in 3D, it's going to be in this direction, M, and it's going to be along the x-axis. So what's going to happen, the bottom of beam or this side is going to be in tension and the top would be in compression. We can also use the right hand rule for visualizing what this moment is showing. So if you just point your right thumb to the left in this direction, let's say that's your thumb, and curl your fingers curl over the top and come back under. So if that's your hand, so your curl is going to be in this direction, which kind of shows the direction of the moment, which is actually in this direction. So that's about the moment part, which is new compared to the previous two questions that we solved. And the other thing was the last sentence of the question, which is neglect the effect of fillet. So in real world beams, the internal shape corners where the horizontal flanges meet, the vertical web are rounded off. We can kind of see like in this size that they are kind of rounded off. We call this curved joints fillet. And what are they used? They usually reduce the stress concentration, so the sharp 90 degrees corners create a sharp change in geometry and causing local spikes in stress. So rounding them smoothly distributes that internal force. So that's the purpose of the fillet. And the reason why the problem is saying neglect the effect of fillet, because it simplifies the calculation. If you include fillet, calculating the exact moment of inertia requires adding small circular sector areas into the integral. So that's one reason. Also, we have a negligible impact of overall bending strength. Basically, fillets add tiny bit of extra material near the neutral axis, which slightly increases I and beam strength. So ignoring them is a conservative assumption that keeps the math simple. So that's the two things that were new in this question. This one I explained. But other than that, it's we're dealing with the flexure formula, moment times y over. So if you look at this, the bending moment and I are pretty much similar numbers. If you look at the stress by y, we can see we have a linear curve. If we draw sigma or stress based on y, and the higher y we have, the higher stress we're gonna get. So because we have symmetry, again, our neutral axis would be exactly here, which means if we go, and that's our y, we're gonna have the maximum stress in these two ends. Obviously, one of them are positive, the other one's negative. So the profile of the stress, if I show it in this yellow plane that I draw, is gonna be something like this. Actually the opposite, because the top is gonna be in compression. The same idea in the part below. So again, this will be in tension and the top part would be in compression. So that's the profile of a stress that I didn't also show in the previous questions, but it's good to know how it works. Again, because it's linear, it's going to be along these two lines. All right, the next system, so obviously we're looking for the bending moment, or M, and because we have the allowable stress, which is basically the maximum that we have, our y in here would be the maximum too, so it's going to be either this point or that point. It will be the same. So everything's known other than M. We just have to figure out the I. Again, we have a rectangle. We talked about the moment of inertia of rectangle in the previous two questions. So basically you can split this figure in any ways that you like. We can do maybe this one, and one in the middle. That's one way to do it, but the way I'm going to do it is actually a little bit different because that's what we did in the previous one. I'm going to consider this one and then I'm going to subtract these two parts. So let's do the blue one. As we talked about, 1/12 of b, which is the base, 200. The height would be 220 to the power of 3, and we're going to subtract the rectangles. So first of all, we have two of them, or we can just put them together and consider as one. So these two red ones are going to be something like this. So you really have to watch the base for that though. So the base would be this plus this, which would be 200 minus 8 or 192, and the height would be basically 220 minus 24, which is 196, and that's going to be in millimeter to the power of 4. So that's how we find I. Let's just calculate this. So I'm going to factor the 12, and then the numerator, basically we have 200 times 220 to the power of 3 minus 192 times 196 to the power of 3. So it's going to be 56 million millimeter to the 4, but if you want to convert this, so we know this is going to be 10 to the minus 12. So 5.699 times 10 to the 6. And that's going to be our unit conversion to get it in meter. Actually, 56, not. So we can write it down as 5.699 times 10 to the minus 5 meter to the 4. So that's our I. And the rest of this is pretty simple. We just have to put the other numbers. So our stress is going to be 155 megapascal. The moment is what we are missing. The Y, again, it has to be the Y at this point, which is half of the 220 or 110. Again, that's going to be in millimeter, so times 10 to the minus 3 to get it in meter. And 5.699, 10 to the minus 5. So that's going to give us the moment, basically 155 times 5.699. And these two, we're just going to get a 10. And here we're going to have 0.11. So the moment would be 80,304 Newton meter, or we can report it as kilonewton meter, so 80.3 kilonewton meter. And that's going to be the final answer for this question. Everything was clear. Let me know if you guys have any questions. You guys take care. I'll see you in the next video. Have a good one.